This is Hayes Q Jones, your DVD and Blu-ray baller on a budget, and this is HQ Videos for you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please like, share, subscribe. If you're a current subscriber, you know the routine. Come on in, make yourself at home. This week takes me to Big Lots. Also have some pickups from Hamilton Book, as well as my normal 3D pickup, my classic pickup for the week. Also have a Criterion Collection movie set up in here, so get some really good stuff to show at the end. But before I get into that, not only am I a collector of movies, yes, I'm one of these wild individuals. I actually watch them, and on a weekly basis, I like to share some of the things I watched, either streaming or physical media. And this week, a little exception, after what I saw in theaters. Kind of had a big weekend. My lovely wife took me to 2 movies. My son and I saw, well, we'll get into that in just a little bit. But to kick off what I watched for the week, I'm going to kick it off with something I picked up physical media. This is Happy Death Day. It's a 2017 black comedy / slasher movie directed by Christopher Landon, starring Jessica Rothe and Israel Broussard. Didn't know anything about this movie. I heard people say, yeah, it's a really good movie, really good movie. Didn't know anything about this. Very fun movie. I don't want to give too much about it though, but to give like a little squeaker of a hint, it has a lot of aspects from a famous Bill Murray movie as well as a Tom Cruise movie, and I'll leave it at that. But I had a good time watching it. A lot of twists at the end when you're thinking the movie is ended. It goes on a little bit longer than what you expect. So, very good movie. Had a fun time watching it. 2017's Happy Death Day. And to segue to the next movie, I just so happen to have the sequel, Happy Death Day 2. This came out in 2019, directed by the same director, Christopher Landon, starring Jessica Rothe, Israel Broussard, Suraj Sharma, and Steve either Zissis or Zissis. And love the sequel because the sequel almost picked up exactly where the first one left off, except the sequel is a little bit more science fiction, not so much horror, but still fun. Same characters. Looks like if they didn't film this all together, they filmed it like right after, because you don't see a lot of, I think the word for it, you don't see a lot of differences between the first movie and the second movie. Like the hairstyles are the same, everything seems relatively the same. So good job on the sequel. My next pick is something I actually saw in the theater. This was Knock at the Cabin, a 2023 American apocalyptic psychological thriller, directed by one of my favorite directors, M. Night Shyamalan. M. Night Shyamalan's movies are either hit or miss. Most of them, they start out very interesting, very intriguing. Half of them probably kind of like they drop off and just like, that was it. And some of them have a very good ending. This one, I'm going to put in one of his better endings. This is starring Dave Bautista, Jonathan Groff, Ben Aldridge, and Nikki Amuka Bird. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. But Dave Bautista, every time I see him, he impressed me more. Last movie I saw him in was an indie movie called Bushwick. I think he could easily go the action hero route, but he seems to be taking a different route as far as some of the roles he takes. Not just the Guardians of the Galaxy, but these are roles that actually have substance and some acting. So, but the premise behind this movie, I don't want to give too much away. Basically, these individuals roll up on a couple, 2 guys. They're together and they adopted a young baby, and these strangers give them this very difficult proposal, and I'll leave it at that. Very decent movie. Majority of it, basically all of it, takes place in the cabin. They do flashbacks from other scenes though, but the majority of the movie takes place in the cabin. I'm always impressed with directors and writers who can write a movie all basically in one scene and keep the audience engaged. Like the movie, more than likely when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray or Blu-ray or 4K, I'll be picking it up. Knock at the Cabin, 2023. My last pick is a Marvel Universe picture, Ant-Man and Wasp, Quantumaniac. I believe that's how you say it. 2023 Marvel action picture directed by Peyton Reed, starring Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Jonathan Majors, Michael Douglas, and Michelle Pfeiffer. And this somewhat picks up from the last Ant-Man, dealing with the quantum realm, and they actually create a whole new universe in the quantum realm. And again, don't want to give too much of the plot away though, but they're discovering the quantum realm, and they're trying to study and find more about it. And in the process, they get sucked into the quantum world. And I'll leave it at that. Typical Marvel action, great action, good movie. Love this new supervillain, Kang. I'm sure you'll be seeing a lot more of him. And of course, you have to stay for the double ending at the end. The last ending is at the very, very end. So if you like Marvels, you like Ant-Man, definitely worth the pick, worth your time watching, and can't wait for this to come out on 3D Blu-ray. Hopefully this is not one of those Japanese imports that cost an arm and a leg. Hopefully Disney will give us a break and release this on an American release. So that's what I watched for the week. Now, without further ado, sit back, relax, have a drink, have a smoke, and I'll catch you on the other end of this video. I'm just going to jump into what I picked up at Big Lot. Not a whole lot. I did pick up this Sci-Fi Channel Sand Serpents. Extremely cheesy, but very fun watch. This is, who released this? RHI. These are the movies you more or less see on the Sci-Fi Channel. But just corny fun. Jacek Giedrick. Nice slip cover for $1.50. Not too bad. Quarter more than what I'll pay if I found it at Dollar Tree. So Very fun watch. Sand Serpents. It's part of the Man-Eater series. And the other one that I picked up from Big Lots for $2.50, Henny Lopez, Second Chance. Oh, J-Ho. And I have the DVD, the Blu-ray, and see if the code still works. And this is a Universal release. So this is what I picked up under $5 at Big Lots. Good pick. We'll jump into what I picked up at what I had delivered from Hamilton Book, which they usually have some pretty decent deals. Haven't seen this. This is early Liam Neeson. I'm not sure this is before Taken, before he took on the kind of action hero status, kind of. Let me get my Johnny Blaze, my Wesley Snipes, and get these open. One moment. Back, got my Wesley Snipes here. Let me Johnny Blaze you up. All right, see if that works now. "5 Minutes of Heaven." This is IFC release, IFC Films release. This is more of a suspense thriller. 5 Minutes of Heaven. Next one, Before the Fire. I believe this is like a dystopian, apocalyptic type picture. It's a Blind Buy. It's a dark film release, Dark Sky release. Dark Sky Films. They usually have some pretty decent sci-fi horror flicks. Before the Fire. I don't know any big names in here. Next, we have Steve Buscemi, Michael Pitt, Gina Gershon, Alison Lohman. Delirious, Director's Cut. As you picked up the DVD a while ago, I'm not sure if that was at Pawn Shop or at Dollar Tree, but wanted to upgrade to the Blu-ray. Look kind of quirky. It's an MVD visual release. For some reason I thought that was Macaulay Culkin. It's not though. But no, it's Buscemi. Delirious, MVD release. Next, we have a 4-pack. And because of the price of it, I already had these two, Overlord and Pet Sematary, but wanted to get Quiet Place 1 and The Crawl. So let me crack this open. And for the price, it's worth it. It's a 4-movie collection. Paramount release. You have the 4 discs, The Quiet Place, Overlord, Pet Sematary, and Crawl. Give you that right there. And I have seen all of these. Very good. Pet Sematary, not a bad remake. Crawl, nice suspenseful action. Florida Gator movie. Quiet Place, great sci-fi movie. Overlord, another great sci-fi movie. Good sci-fi movie. I say great, but pretty good, above average. So this is the Thrills and Chills 4-movie collection. And my last pick from Hamilton Book, which is also my 3D pick for the week, Quackers. This is a Shout release. Shout Kids release. Nice slip cover here. Let's open this up. The regular DVD, the 3D Blu-ray, and as usual, Shout has a nice artwork, beautiful artwork on the back. Quackers. Quackers. And this is my Hamilton book pickup. You know, I got a ball on the budget, so for the 4 movie deals, that was only $5. So basically, for the 2 movies I needed, I essentially paid $2.50 a piece. Everything else, $2 for 5 Minutes in Heaven, Before the Fire, $3, and Quackers 3D, $5, and Delirious, $5. So not a bad pickup there. And because this is towards the end of Black History Month, I know I was kicking a lot with the Valentine's Day and the lovers theme, but I cannot forget about Black History Month, especially living in the state of Florida under Governor DeSantis. Had to have arguably one of the most talented jazz musicians, Miles Davis. Excellent documentary on his life, his early beginnings, his classical trainings, him meeting with Donald Byrd, Dizzy Gillespie in his early years, and basically jamming with them I think in his early 20s, as well as being a classical artist. I believe he went to Juilliard, or I know he was classically trained. Excellent documentary on a phenomenal, amazing artist who I love, Miles Davis. Never heard. If you love jazz, you have heard the album Bird the Cool. Amazing, fantastic, outstanding album. Miles Davis. Also, this is a little beat up. This is out of print. Been holding this for a few months. So David Alan Grier, Chocolate News. This came out in 2008. Can you believe that? That's like 14 years ago. This is an Olive Films, out of print. So pretty hard to find these. I didn't even know this existed. This is his comedy special. Kind of similar like Cedric Entertainer. He had a comedy series for 1 year. This is disc episode 6 through 10. And these are episodes 1 through 5. Chocolate News. Have not seen this, but I did like that David Alan Grier when he was in Living Color, which was amazing, funny, new, fresh at the time. Sketch comedy show with Damon Ivory Wayans, Keenan Ivory Wayans, the Wayans families, basically. Jim Carrey, Jamie Foxx. You had the Fly Girls with Jennifer Lopez. So looking forward to digging into this Chocolate News. And to end it off with Black History Month, one of the pioneers of black film, Melvin Van Peebles, the father of Mario Van Peebles, who I always give him a hard time though, but I have to give him props also. But I haven't seen any of these as of yet. I plan on it though. Watermelon Man, this is kind of a political movie at the time. It basically takes place, this is kind of a comedy fantasy where this white guy wakes up and he's black. And this is like in the early 60s or mid 60s. So next, the story of A 3-Day Pass, which I'm really not that familiar with this movie. You have Sweetback's Badass Song, and they actually did something very clever. His son made a kind of a documentary on the movie Sweetback's Bad Song called Badass. So you have the original Melvin Van Peebles movie, and you have his son's Mario Van Peebles movie. So looking forward to watching these. Then you have Don't Play Us Cheap. You have Esther Rolls from Good Times. This almost looks like a play. I haven't seen this either. Don't Play Us Cheap. And you have this fantastic book on Melvin Peoples and his movies. I remember watching, it's a documentary on Netflix, Am I Black Enough? And they were featuring Melvin Van Peebles as well as other black directors. And at the time, he had the audacity to have interracial love scenes with black men and white women. And that was such taboo, they rated his movies X. And he came up with a shirt rated X by an all-white jury. He kind of wore that as a badge of honor. So, a little history on Melvin, black film, ending Black History Month. We'll get this back in. So this is my pickup for the week. Give me a moment. Let me separate the disc from the artwork and the plastic and get you good people on your way. Give me just a moment. I have everything scanned into my CLZ Movies app. C as in Commando, L as in Love for Nothing, Z as in Zoolander 2. Only thing that didn't scan in, I had to manually put in Crawl and Quiet Place. I already have these two scanned in. I already have these two naturally. So, all right, let's wrap this up. Have everything laid out, ready to be put back in its proper place. As usual, I appreciate each and every one of you hanging in there, watching the video, leaving comments. Give me the big thumbs up, subscribe, smash the subscribe, smash the bell, smash the like button. Other than that, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. Everyone be safe. Deuces.